Chairman, Board of Directors, Dr. Sivakumar Manikam, and other esteemed members of the Board of Directors, officials from the Indian Embassy, President of Indian School Wadi Kabir Management Committee, and other members of the committee, presidents of all participating school management committees, all principals, vice principals, head of various departments, coordinators, teachers, parents, and all enthusiastic aspirants.
We cordially welcome distinguished members of the business community, CBSE officials, members of the educational cell, our sponsors, digital partner, media partners, and our valued donors. A very warm welcome to all present here virtually with us for this session on day 3 of Avenue 2021, which is set to be a 9-day global career guidance program. Welcome all once again. Your hosts for this afternoon are myself, Ashley Scurrier of Class 11.
And Om Tanna of Class 9.
From Indian School Al-Wadi Al-Kabir.
Dear participants, you are requested to fill in the feedback form, which will be posted in the description box towards the end of this session. Filling this form is necessary as it would fetch you a participation certificate. You are also requested to post your queries in the Q&A box. Our speaker will try to answer them in the Q&A session. Today, we are honored to have with us an eminent representative, Mr. Sebastian Kanzai from Victoria University in Melbourne, Australia. Victoria University is one of Australia's most socially and culturally diverse universities. It offers industry-focused courses as well as employment support. Victoria University is in the top 2% of universities in the world and has been ranked as Australia's top university for employability skills. It is one of the only 6 dual-sector universities in Australia, providing courses in both higher education and technical and further education. Mr. Sebastian is here to discuss programs and courses the university offers. But before that, let's watch a video presentation about the university. Over to you, sir.
Opening in January 2022, the VU City Tower embodies the university campus of the future, an industry-connected vertical campus in the heart of Melbourne's CBD and legal precinct. With partners located on our doorstep and within our campus, the VU City Tower will be fully integrated with industry, a reimagined campus model. Our partners will facilitate industry-based learning, providing placements and opportunities for collaboration on industry projects. Our advisory boards ensure that our curriculum is shaped by industry and that you are learning the skills and knowledge that you will need in both today and tomorrow's world of work. The VU City Tower embodies our commitment to sustainable business practices, with the campus achieving a 5-star green rating. This commitment is also demonstrated through our partnerships with companies committed to ethical and sustainable business practices, with custom-designed student-centric spaces to encourage collaborative learning and teaching. The VU City Tower is a thoughtfully created space and a dynamic and interactive learning environment. By choosing VU, you can be confident that you'll be graduating with the skills and connections that you need to secure your future.
Thank you so much for this lovely introduction. Hello, everyone from Melbourne, Australia. My name is Sebastian. I am a regional recruitment manager here at Victoria University in Melbourne. Today is a big day in Melbourne for all the people here because the lockdown, which was temporarily on pause due to the pandemic, has ended. It's very good news that Melbourne is getting out of the lockdown. And thank you for this lovely introduction. And the video you just saw is one of our brand new campuses that is just being completed in the next months to come. I have created a small presentation for you today where I want to highlight and show you what opportunities Victoria University can offer to you if you make Victoria University your choice to study abroad next year in 2022 or beyond. And I'm just going to share my screen now and give you just an introduction, not just into Victoria University, but I thought I'd start off by telling you a little bit about Melbourne in Australia and why Melbourne as a city is a really, really good study destination for you as an international student. Australia has a lot of cities and a lot of places where you can study, of course, but Melbourne has been voted Australia's best student city. And the reason for that is it's affordable when it comes to accommodation. There are lots of opportunities available in terms of employability outcomes, especially for international graduates, and it has really a great quality of living. Everything is easily reachable. So if you are an international student here, you'll be able to get a 50% discount on public transport, and you can use buses, trains, trams. It's really, really easy to get around and discover this beautiful city. Melbourne is Australia's culinary capital, which means no matter what your taste buds are like, no matter what food you're interested in, you'll probably be able to find all different types of food from the world here in Melbourne itself. And it's quite authentic and it's quite affordable as well. So you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to have a nice dinner or nice lunch, and you can experience all that amazing food. So you can see it's very cultural. It's a cultural capital of Australia, where you can experience theater, comedy, dance, art, film, fashion, and a lot of multicultural celebrations. That's very important, that the city puts on a lot of different celebrations throughout the year that represents all the different cultures that are here in Melbourne, that made Melbourne their second home. And last but not least, you have a lot of great events in the city, especially in sport. So if you're into tennis, the Australian Open happens every year. We have the Australian Formula One Grand Prix as well, which took a bit of a break because of the pandemic, but it's next up happening in 2022. And of course, we have a lot of international sport matches such as cricket, soccer, and so forth. And in that city, as you just saw in the video, is where VU is located in. And we have not just one campus that is currently being built in the city center, which is brand new. We have a lot of different campuses that are spread out all over the city that you will be able to study at depending on what courses you're interested in. And like I said earlier, it's very easy to get to these campuses when you do want to attend your classes. We are, like it was said in the introduction, ranked among the top 2% universities worldwide. And I've put down a couple other rankings here for you to consider, specifically if you're interested in the technical areas such as engineering, such as computer science, and so forth. So we have achieved across the board as a university very, very good rankings, which is very important for you, of course, when choosing a university. Our most important ranking, I think, for you is our employability skills ranking. And again, it was already said in the introduction. So as Australia's #1 university for employability skills, what you can be confident about is that when you graduate from Victoria University, you'll be able to successfully start your career, whether that's in Australia, where there are a lot of opportunities, or abroad in a global career. So no matter if you're interested in studying business, engineering, IT, education, health science, sport, all our programs will prepare you to make that important next step into professional employment. The other thing that we do differently here at VU is the way we teach you when you become one of our students and study a bachelor or a diploma. And that's our block model of teaching. That is a really, really good way of learning. It's a very new model we introduced about 3 years ago, and it's been amazing. We've seen amazing results for our students, especially for our international students, in terms of the pass rates and, more importantly, the distinction rates. So when you come to VU and you study that block model, you'll be achieving very, very good grades. And the block model will enable you to study not as stressful as you would do that with maybe other universities, because as an international student, we acknowledge there is a lot of other things that are going on in your life when you are coming to Australia. And I want to show you a quick video that highlights what the block model of learning at Victoria University is all about.
We've been teaching the same way for hundreds of years now, but the world around us has changed, and along with it, employer and industry needs. So at VU, we change the way you learn with our Australian-first VU block model. Traditionally, you'd juggle the demands and deadlines of 4 units at once. Instead, the VU block model has you focus on 1 unit at a time. Each semester will be broken into 4 blocks, which run for 4 weeks. You focus on 1 unit in each block, completing all your assessments before moving on to the next. So instead of this, the VU block model looks like this. Students have greater focus learning 1 thing at a time, studying in smaller, more collaborative classes. The students only attend class 3 days per week, so you can still focus on other activities in your life. With the introduction of the block model, student success is soaring, with a pass rate of over 90% for undergraduate students and more than 60% receiving grades at distinction level or above. VU students are also more engaged and satisfied with their uni experience. Employers have also noticed the difference, ranking VU #1 in Australia for employability. So when you study under the VU block model, you know it's proven to give you the support and skills you need to succeed, not only in your studies, but in your career.
So I hope that gave you a little bit of an impression, hopefully, on what that block model looks like when you study at VU. It has a lot of advantages, really. It's really focused on the student, on you, and on the positive outcomes. And yeah, summarizing what was said in the video, you focus on 1 subject at a time at VU. When you do that for 4 weeks, then you finish that, and then you move on to the next subject, and it allows you to learn and remember just much better when you are a busy bachelor student here at VU. Let's talk about the fees and about the scholarships, of course, that we are offering as well to our international students. Next year, we will be offering the VU Global Leaders Scholarship, which is a 20% scholarship on all our undergraduate and postgraduate programs. So that's really good news. I have to say it's probably never been a better time to look at studying in Australia at VU. I have never seen that many scholarships before at the university. And it's a really, really great opportunity to consider that. 20% discount on any course at the undergraduate level. And there's another scholarship available, the Pathway to Victoria Scholarship. And that is not a 20% discount, but a one-off payment that you will receive if you have to study one of our pathway programs, which are available to students who do not meet the direct entry requirements into our bachelor. Let's talk about some of the courses that we offer. So a lot of you out there listening today, I think we have over 228 listeners. That's really good. That's a lot of people. A lot of you might have already graduated last year or this year. A lot of you are maybe currently completing year 9 as our presenters here today, and or year 11 or year 10. So you'll be graduating in the future. So please listen closely now and have a look at what kind of courses are available and where you maybe see yourself, what you find interesting. Starting off with business, of course, a very, very popular course here in Australia. The Bachelor of Business is a 3-year program that allows you to get an introduction in business in your first year, and then really specialize on a certain business area in your 2nd and 3rd year. And you can see these areas here on the slide. So it's accounting, it's finance, whether it's human resources, whether it's supply chain management or marketing, or economics or international trade. It is all possible here at VU, where you will be able to focus on when you enter the 2nd and 3rd year. Remember, the first year is really more of an introduction where you're able to find yourself around the university and learn about everything business until you can then make the decision what major you want to focus on. The other discipline, specifically here at VU, because we offer a lot of different areas that is very popular, is engineering. We offer 4 different specialization areas, which are civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, and architectural engineering. Engineering is longer than business. and it is a 4-year program. But again, it's structured very similar. The first year is an introduction. You can see it's focusing a lot on physics and mathematics. So if you're good in these subjects, I would highly recommend you to consider an engineering program in Australia. It is a long degree. It is not easy, but there are the greatest opportunities available at the end of your program. The degrees at VU are accredited by Engineers Australia, which means they're obviously accredited here in Australia, but you can also work globally all over the world with this Australian engineering degree. And the program includes a placement in your final year, a practical placement. And the way I talk about this program so highly is because we can see a lot of success from our international students from all over the world. And I did want to choose one student here on the slide on the right side from India, who started the program back in 2014, I believe, and graduated around 2017, which is Sachin Kundu, who did a civil engineering specialization. And very, very shortly after he graduated, he was able to obtain an employment here in Australia with Boral, which is a big, big construction company here in Australia. And you can see a screenshot here on a construction side of himself just after his graduation when he started his job as a graduate engineer at Boral. The other area that is obviously very popular is everything around IT and computer science or cybersecurity. These are the areas, especially cybersecurity, which we offer as a new specialization. The Bachelor of Cybersecurity are becoming very, very popular. And again, it is a program that is introductory in the first year, allows you to understand everything a bit more. Until then, you choose and specialize in your second year. That could be either cybersecurity, that could be web and mobile application development, or network and system computing. It's only 3 years, so it's not like an engineering degree. It's a bit shorter. It gives you outcomes more quickly. And if you are interested, there is an internship component that can be included in this degree for the high achieving students who are very good at coding as well. That can be arranged for you. And again, on the right side, I want to show you one of our international students who studied at VU and a very, very successful employment outcome. This time, a student we welcomed from Nepal, who is Renuka Ranapal, who studied the Bachelor of Information Technology and specializing in network and system computing, and now is a Salesforce developer. Salesforce, a massive and big company, a global company. And she found work not in the private sector. A lot of students who do IT and computer science work for big private companies. She actually works for the water company here. So that's a public company for the government and does development there with Salesforce. I want to talk quickly about health as well. I know a lot of you listening are probably interested in studying medicine. I hear that a lot. There's a lot of students who ask me throughout the years and say, I want to study medicine. I want to be a doctor and I want to make that happen in Australia. That is possible. However, it's a very, very long pathway and a very expensive pathway to study medicine in Australia. It includes not just doing a bachelor, but then doing post-med as well, of course, to be a doctor. And we offer only the first 3 years of that pathway. So we offer a Bachelor of Biomedicine that you can use to then qualify for post-medical degrees. If you realize that this is a pathway that is too long and it's too expensive, I highly encourage you to consider something like our Bachelor of Nursing, which is a qualifying degree. Within 3 years, you will be able to finish the program and then actually work in Australia here as a health professional, as a nurse when you graduate. And the program from the first year onwards will have professional practices included. So we will find hospitals, we will place you in hospitals where you'll be able to practice all your skills. We're working in labs on the university where you can test everything in a simulation environment before within really state-of-the-art facilities. So we really, really guide you towards becoming that professional nurse. And again, it's probably one of the most popular courses among international students in Australia for many years now, just because there are many employment outcomes here in Australia. And as you know, with the pandemic, that was, which is a big challenge, of course, for the world, that for the nurses, is an opportunity because there is now so much work that there are not enough nurses really in Australia. So there are even more nurses that will be needed in the next years to come to cater for events such as this COVID pandemic. Bachelor of Education, so everything around teaching is something I do recommend you to look into. It may not be on your radar right now when you are finishing your year 12. You may be thinking about other jobs, but I just want to highlight that if you are interested to work in Australia and find opportunities here, Australia does need a lot of teaching staff, whether that's in primary education, in early childhood, or secondary education. And at Victoria University, we offer a degree that combines primary and secondary together. So when you graduate, you can choose, do you want to be a primary teacher or do you want to be a secondary teacher after? Again, a program that includes a lot of placements and internships because you'll be able to practice teaching skills in front of class audiences before you graduate. And again, I told you in the beginning, we are the University of Employability Skills and of Employability Success. And as a result, I want to highlight again, just a student here that we welcomed again from India. As you can tell, India is very big for the university. We welcome a lot of students from India every year. We're very lucky and happy about that. And this time it was Ali Asif, who did not the bachelor, but a master of teaching in primary education. And you can see the headline here. These stories are all on our website, by the way. She is now working in Melbourne as a teacher and has made Melbourne her second home after migrating here. 2 more courses I want to recommend. And one is psychology. Psychology, I get a lot of inquiries about as well from students finishing high school, especially. And it's very similar to medicine. It takes around 5 years in Australia to work as a psychologist and register as a psychologist. At VU, we offer the 5 years education from year 1 to year 5. But please keep in mind, it is a degree that is very research intensive. And if you like research, if you are aware of research methods, and if you like doing qualitative, quantitative analysis, then psychology is really a good program for you. It is very competitive to get in. It has higher entry requirements, and it also will be harder and harder to progress after you finish the first 3 years and you want to go into your honors year and especially into your master. As you can see, by the way, on these slides, we always have 2 intakes for most of our programs, which is February and August every year. Last but not least, sport. We are ranked. That means we do a lot of research in sports science, in exercise science, and in sport management. We work with a lot of professional teams here in Australia and throughout the world in our multi-million-dollar labs here in Melbourne. And if you are someone who is playing a sport right now professionally, for example, and you want to make that into your career, into your job of the future, for example, you want to be involved in training and coaching teams in the future that are high performance teams that play in a big sport industry, then please consider our various sport degrees. We offer sport science here. We offer a degree in sport coaching, but we also offer sport management, which is more looking at the marketing and business of sports and sport events. It is a big industry in the world, sport, not just in Australia, but all over the world, really. And there are really, really good opportunities to study these programs at VU and then find out how you can actually make a career out of your passion for sport. That's it for the programs for now. The other thing I just wanted to highlight is when you come to Australia and come to VU as an international student, there's a lot of other things going on, of course, which are happening besides your studies. And a lot of these things are not compulsory. They're free to participate in. A lot of these things do not require extra costs and extra investments, but they can really add to your resume, right? They can build your resume. They can actually be fun, where you can find friends, such as our student clubs. We have a lot of different student clubs you can join for free. We celebrate a lot of cultural events. Like I said earlier, Melbourne does that every year as a city, but we have a university are celebrating very, very different events throughout the year, cultural events such as Diwali or Eid or Lunar New Year. And we have so many different students on our campus from all over the world who are all participating in that. And it's really great to see. We have a lot of other programs that run besides your studies that are more professional development programs for you to choose from, such as our industry mentoring, for example, where we match you up with an industry mentor. So somebody who is working already in Melbourne, who is a professional and who can introduce you into the Australian workplace and answer some of your questions about how to find employment opportunities here in Australia and how to prepare for a job interview in Australia, for example, or how to tailor your resume here in Australia. And again, these activities are complimentary. They're free. They're free of charge. You just need to grab that opportunity and register for them and make use of them. And often these things can really make the difference in terms of success when you graduate and looking to find some employment here in Australia or not. So I highly recommend to look into that once you are a student here at BU. If you are interested now into the university, of course, you can go on the website, YouTube, Facebook, Insta. There's a lot of information out there. And I will share my contact details in the end as well, and then inform you how you can actually book a private session with me if you want to. But you can go online right now after this, and you can chat to our students if you like. So these are students from all over the world who are currently here enrolled at Victoria University. And we have a section on our website where you can connect to them and ask them any question you like, really, whether that's about the course they're studying, about the university, or about Australia and Melbourne. Or you can go on the university website and hear more from the international alumni. And these are obviously students who have graduated. And you will find out you can select different sections, whether you're interested in arts or business or IT or engineering or education or health. You will see a lot of these stories and you will learn what students have done. How did they go about finding jobs after they graduated, and what are they doing right now, basically, in Australia? A lot of these stories you can read on our website are pretty much up to date, and it's really interesting to read, and hopefully that may help you to make your decision easier to decide where and what you want to study. We do also have housing on campus, and we arrange that for you if you like. It is a room such as your desk and your bed, and a fully equipped kitchen as well with a stove and fridge. So you don't need to purchase all that. You can come to VU and that can be pre-arranged. It does come at an extra cost of $193 per week. But there are different options to sign up for these packages. And that accommodation is right across the street of our biggest campus in Footscray Park. So very, very easy to walk to our campus to when your classes are happening early in the morning, not far away. I want to give you a quick update here at the end for what's happening at the moment at VU and in Australia. And as you know, the borders at the moment are still closed. However, I said that in the beginning, today is a really great day for Melbourne because the lockdown has ended over here, which means a large proportion of the population here in Australia, over 70%, is now fully vaccinated, or at least vaccinated once. Yes?
Sir, due to some shortage of time, could you please conclude faster because we have some queries by the audience.
No worries. I'll conclude.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, not a problem. I appreciate that we have time to answer the question. So in short, Australia is on a good way out of the pandemic and the border situation is fastly improving over here, which means now is really a good time for you, I think, to look at your study options here in Australia and consider that. Before we answer the question, this is the last slide. If you are interested in an individual appointment with me, I have availability next Friday on the 5th of November, and StudyCo will be sharing the link here in the chat, how you can book an appointment with me. And if that time is not convenient for you, and if you don't have the time to ask a question now, you can always reach me on WhatsApp and book a separate time with me. That's not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was truly an enriching and informative session. Sir, may I request you to answer a few queries which have been raised by our valued audience. May I now invite our moderator for the session, Ms. Renuka, to share with you the questions raised by our audience.
Good afternoon, sir. It was indeed an enriching and empowering session. We have few questions raised from our audience. Can I go ahead, sir?
Yes, please.
The first one, what kind of entrance exam is required to apply in your university?
Very important question, and I know I haven't covered that, but it's a very easy answer. We accept, there's basically two entry requirements that you need to meet as an international student. The first one is the academic entry requirement. Now that depends what you're studying. You might be studying Cambridge A-levels, you might be doing CBSE. If you are a CBSE student, to enter our bachelor, we require a minimum of the 70s and 70% plus to enter our bachelor programs. And the other entry requirement is an English test, such as IELTS, such as TOEFL or PTE, where we do require normally a 6 in every band when you do apply for the bachelor. Some bachelor programs, such as nursing or teaching, have higher IELTS and English entry requirements, but that is all available on our website for you to have a look at. But in general, that's all we need. There's no need to do a SAT test or other tests that you might have to do if you want to go to other countries and study abroad. In Australia, here at VU, two things we need from you: your high school results and an English result. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Few more questions coming up. Apart from medicines, does the university offer any other field of study? For example, physics or mathematics?
Thank you, Soham, for that question. We do offer not a degree in physics or mathematics. Our degrees are very much focused on employment outcomes, as I explained. And if you do like physics and mathematics, I highly recommend to do engineering. The first whole year of the engineering degree is all physics and mathematics. And if you love that, then I recommend doing that, because physics and mathematics is the foundation to be an engineer for every engineering, whether you do architectural, electrical, mechanical, or civil. I do recommend checking that out.
Sir, over here, Mr. Taran Jot would like to know whether you're offering law as a course of a bachelor degree. If yes, what are the admission requirements?
Yes, we do offer law indeed. I didn't put it on the slide, and that's available on our website. However, the program, it's a 4-year degree. You study law for 4 years, and then you can actually register as a lawyer here in Australia. It is also not an easy program, and the entry requirements are higher. So if you are a CBSE student, you want to do law, you need 80% plus to apply for law. And the IELTS entry requirement for law is not 6.0, but 6.5.
Okay, so over here, Komal would like to know if there are any courses for forensic science. Any courses for forensic science?
We don't offer a Bachelor of Forensic Science. However, we have a Bachelor of Criminology, okay, which will include some forensic science. So it depends when you say forensic science, I assume you might want to work for the police force or for the law enforcement force. Then forensic science or our Bachelor of Criminology, which is a degree that is also paired with a lot of psychology subjects, is really, really a great choice, which is available on our website as well. And if you want to know more, I know I didn't mention this program here today in the presentation. I only focused on the main programs. Please, I would request, can you book an appointment with me at a face-to-face on Zoom appointment, or send me a WhatsApp and I'll be happy to give you more information.
Sure, sir. We'll forward your message to ma'am. Okay, another one. The block model looks very promising as it is sensitive to the life situations of international students. Does this impact the duration of the completion of the course for students?
It does not impact the duration. So the block model means at an undergraduate level, you're still doing your 4 subjects per semester. And you do that in 4-week blocks. So 16 weeks you complete 4 subjects. But there's a good question there that if you do struggle with one subject, which doesn't really happen. I said earlier, over 90% of our students are passing, but there are few students who may fail a subject. Your degree will not be extended because you can repeat that subject in your break, in your semester break. There is a break in June, and there is a very big break from November till February every year, where normally a lot of students might travel home to see their family, might do part-time jobs or travel Australia, or some students may actually do either more subjects or repeat a subject they haven't done so well in. That's possible.
So another question from Alkesh sir. Are there any veterinary applicants at VU?
Unfortunately not. Veterinary science is something we don't offer. But what I would recommend to you, you should get in touch with StudyCo, and StudyCo will find the universities here in Australia that offer veterinary science.
So here in the chat box, someone wants to know, Shri Varshan wants to know, do you offer aviation related courses?
Again, unfortunately not in aviation, but I am aware of universities here in Australia who offer aviation. I think there are at least 5 universities, not in Victoria, but in other states, that offer aviation. And again, my recommendation is get in touch with StudyCo, who have partnerships with these unis and will be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay, over here, Naina wants to know, do you provide M-Pharm?
Pharmacy, again, unfortunately not. Master Pharmacy, we are not offering that program, but like I said earlier, there are a few universities that offer pharmacy at bachelor level and then, of course, at master level as well.
So Christopher wants to know, what is the duration for the automobile engineering course?
Yes, so automobile engineering is not offered at a university course here in Australia. If you want to do automobile engineering, it is a certificate course, a certificate 3 or 4 or diploma course, which sits below the bachelor level, basically. We call it a TAFE qualification here in Australia, and it's not offered at Victoria University. We offer a Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering. And as a mechanical engineering, of course, you'll be able to work in the automotive industry. A big focus in our Bachelor of Mechanical Engineering is to actually build a race car from scratch. So autos and automobiles are very, very strong focus in the mechanical engineering degree.
Thank you, sir. Nidhi would like to know, will the college provide any scholarships? And also she would like to know the fee structure for psychology student.
Yes, very good question. So what I said earlier, we do provide a scholarship next year. It's basically a very easy scholarship to get. Like I said, it's an automatic scholarship of 20%. So when you do lodge your application for an intake next year, which is either in February 2022 or in August 2022, you will automatically receive a 20% scholarship for the bachelor course. And good example is psychology, which is available in February next year and August. And the fees for next year are $14,500 per semester. So that is $29,000 per year. And a scholarship from $29,000 of 20% is roughly $23,000 per year. Full fee with a scholarship, something like that you can expect. Yeah, so quite affordable program when it comes to psychology studies when you compare the cost of psychology degrees in Australia at the lower 20,000s per year.
Thank you, sir, for responding to all our queries. Over to the comparers.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your pertinent answers to all our queries. I am sure the participants have gained clarity and have got a clear picture about the prospects available for them at your esteemed university. Attendees, please do remember to fill in the feedback form.
As we have come to an end of this session, I consider it my privilege to express my gratitude in the form of words. It's my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. On behalf of Indian School Al Wadi Al Kabir, the organizing team and the entire audience, Let me first express a profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for his magnanimous benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower abundant blessings on His Majesty and this peaceful and prosperous country of our residence. We extend heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Mr. Sebastian Kunze from the Victoria University. Thank you, sir. This session was truly engaging. I'm positive it has opened up new vistas for our audience. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Dr. Shivakumar Manikan, Chairman, Board of Directors, Indian Schools in the Sultanate of Oman, and other members of the board and honorary directors in Indian Schools of Oman. Thank you all for your encouraging presence and guidance at all times. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Alkesh Joshi, the Honorary President of Indian School Wadi Kabir School Management Committee, and other members of the committee for their overwhelming encouragement at all times.
I also wish to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to our tower of strength and source of motivation, our beloved principal, Mr. D.N. Rao, honorable principals of all participating schools in MENA region, vice principal, assistant vice principals, coordinators, supervisors, and the entire teaching community of all the participating schools for your support, guidance, and active involvement. Thank you. We are indeed grateful to our platinum sponsors, StudyCo, gold sponsors, Jain Group of Institution, Grey Matter Academics, and Vellore Institute of Technology, bronze sponsors, Middle East College, Dhapar University, Dallas Baptist University, our digital partner, Spectrum, and our media partner, The Arabian Stories, for their support in making this mega event a tangible reality. I wish to thank each and every student and parent for their valuable presence in making this session of our Global Career Fair, Avenir 2021, a grand success.
An event of this kind requires the coordination of a committed team. My earnest and heartfelt thank you to my ISWK team who've been working tirelessly behind the scenes to make Avenir 2021 possible. Last but not the least, I thank Almighty God for making this session a great success. Thank you all. Take care and have a wonderful day ahead.